Today the puzzle is to execute some boot code we get and detect when we're back at the same location, break and report the accumulator. Let's begin.
If you like my videos, feel free to do nothing. Just grab a cup of coffee
and enjoy.
I imagine we put the code into an array. We create a central processing unit object with an instruction pointer and an execute method. And then we execute instructions. We detect in a separate Boolean array if we visited this instruction before. We start by creating the Xcode project and we enter the in data and we use the basic eString stream to process the in data, and we do a while loop with the standard get line to get the entries, and then we split the entries on space and get a string operand and a string argument from that. There you have them, separate variables. We define code to be a vector of memory cells, and we define each memory cell to be a pair. And we do it as string and an int, so I need to convert the argument, the string argument, to an int, and I do that with the standard library to int. It took me a while there to find the actual syntax for that. And I log the created code there, and everything was parsed into it. So now I create the central processing unit, and I use the operator ++ to mean execute one instruction. I add the enumeration of the operands, and then I use a helper function, define a helper function to convert from the string operand to the enum operand so that I can switch on the enumeration of the operands inside the central processing unit. So I added the code to the CPU as a reference. It referenced the code, no copying there, and then I switch using accessing the code at the current instruction pointer, and then as you can see I immediately increment the instruction pointer there. Of course that's incorrect, but I will fix it in just a moment. Second nice touch, I add the streaming operator to log the output of what the CPU has done. So you will see it later on. It will be a nice little while loop using this central processing unit object. So I assemble a log entry there with the address and the operands so that I can stream out that. And now I go for the visited vector of booleans, but here I changed my mind. Actually, just a little moment. Yeah, I added the visited flag to the memory cell instead, so I have an instruction and a separate visited boolean flag. That was easier, and I had to adjust the code to get rid of all the compiler errors. Easily done. And now we add the detection of at a cell that I have already visited. So I had the if statement there, and now we create the central processing unit code, and there you have the nice little while loop. So while ++ CPU, you do a standard cout of the CPU, and you get logging and execution in that way. I have a little problems with the streaming operator because I always forget that you shouldn't define it in the class. You should define a standalone stream output operator and make it a friend of the class. Took care of that. Added the getter for the accumulator, and now for some reason I realized that I only execute one instruction, and of course that's because I increment the instruction pointer too early. It was an error of two reasons, but now it seems to work. Yeah, we got 1451 as the final accumulator, and we go to the puzzle homepage, day 8, and we enter the answer and submit it, and great, correct answer. Thank you for watching. See you.
If you like my videos, feel free to do nothing. Just grab a cup of coffee
and enjoy.